Welcome to the Reiki Reiju in February 2022. We're just entering the year of the tiger. And so I just wanted to start off with a little bit of a interpretation, I guess, in terms of what's happening with the energy. Because actually there's a lot of combining elements happening from a astrological level as well. Now, First thing, I'm not an astrologer and I'm not really expert in this at all. But what I do is I read a lot. So I read a lot of what's going on and then I feel into it with my own energy. Does this make sense? Does it resonate with me? So I'm offering it to you like this. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then please just discard it. But often I find it fascinating how, for example, we're entering Chinese New Year. So there's the Lunar New Year coming in. The year of the tiger is essentially about new beginnings. And my feeling is with the water tiger as well, because water is an element of flow. So it feels like there is a real opportunity here for that evolutionary flow. And almost like, okay, if you imagine it's the dam from the last 2 years, there's been a lot of blockage. There's been a lot of having to stay still, having to be restricted, feeling constricted as well with all of this. And now it's almost like the dam is opened and there's a new flow of energy. And I know on the chat, there's been quite a few people saying that they're feeling the energy is moving again. I'm certainly feeling that as well. A lot of people I'm talking to are feeling that same sensation of the idea of new beginnings being quite resonant. So we got that going on. We also have astrologically all the planets are direct. Now, what that means is there's no planets retrograding. So there's no Mercury retrograde. There's no all the other retrogrades that. Now, the retrograde is this appearance of the planets because of their position moving backwards. Symbolically, when a planet is retrograde, what it means is that we're having to look back, reflect, release. It's all that kind of thing. So when the planets are direct, it means that they're kind of moving forwards, which is very interesting because they all kind of start at the same time as the new year, right? So it's kind of like, okay, so that's also in place. And that movement and momentum will keep going until the end of April. So we've got a couple of months now, like this window of opportunity where we have the new Lunar New Year, new beginnings, and we also have all the planets aligned to help us really manifest into, create into this next phase. And I'm hoping you're kind of feeling, that this actually could be quite momentous in that way, that we're all starting to have this opportunity and the stars are literally all aligned as well. So I get very excited with stuff like this because I think, okay, this is great. So looking, the question around the meditation today, the Reiki, the healing, the sending is really asking the universe, asking Reiki, asking source, whoever it is you ask, your higher self, to really help you line up in the right direction so that you can move forwards with as much ease and grace and flow aligned with your true purpose. Now, I have kind of been banging on about this for a while, but one of the things that is really important as we move into this new phase, not really important. I mean, there's going to be no downside to this, but it's more like the ease and grace part. There is this opportunity now for us to really move into a time of life, an evolutionary time of life, where we can drop the old paradigm of life is hard, we need to work hard to get anywhere. That kind of like, you have to work hard to deserve something, or you have to like really make an effort to get a reward. When actually, when you look, I've been looking at flowers a lot. I have some lovely flowers on my windowsill and I've been watching them open. And I have an orchid. I have literally been waiting for these orchids to flower for about 2 months. And now they're all in open bloom. And what struck me as I'm watching is, one, it takes its own sweet time. There's nothing I could do to make it go faster. And two, it is an inevitable process. They will, assuming I look after it and water it and sunshine and all that stuff, but assuming that it has everything it needs, it will bloom in its own time. And this idea of blooming, and for us to really start stepping into post-pandemic, it's almost like that we've been hibernating, or we've been little seeds in the soil, and we've been getting all the nutrients, and we've been getting rid of all the toxins. And for many of us, we've been doing some really deep inner work these last couple of years. And so now is the time for us to really open up. And it's following the rhythm, your rhythm, not anybody else's rhythm, but your rhythm of growth and direction and what feels easy. So leaning into the light, like really leaning into, where is the ease, and where is it that I'm drawn to be, and what people am I drawn to be with, and making it a very effortless journey, so that actually we can start looking at this paradigm of life is ease, not easy, ease. And this is something whereby when we come at it like that, even the really difficult challenges, there will be a relaxed coming into it. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but I'm sure you've had some of these opportunities to practice this in the last couple of years. Is, well, shit's happening, right? And it's like, well, either I can clench down on it and constrict and get really upset about everything, or I can breathe and relax and look at, okay, what's the gift out of this? So the ability to actually sit and contemplate, and the time, and just the lack of energy being spent on other things that we would normally spend it on, has been a huge gift. So as we move forwards, coming out of that, where is your ease? And following that flow. And I think that's something that maybe if you hold that intention around the meditation, then it'll be quite interesting. So when I say come into Gassho, hands coming together, prayer pose in front of your heart center. So you kind of put your thumb into your sternum, just make it comfortable. And this is the way that we receive the Reiki attunement. So I'm going to get you, first of all, just to bring your hands into Gassho prayer pose in front of your heart center. If you can, placing your feet on the floor. If you're in cross-legged position, that's also perfectly fine, but just focusing on your base chakra then. So whatever is touching the ground. Starting with the breath, just bringing your attention into the heart center, the chest, noticing the breath, not changing it in any way, simply observing. And now bringing your attention up into the crown chakra. As we've been talking about blossoming, imagine a lotus bud, and you're just opening it right at the top of your crown. And as you open it, allowing the Reiki to come down through the crown into the heart center. And then using the breath, breathing it in on the inhale into the heart center, and on the exhale, breathing it out into your hands. And then whenever you're ready, bringing your hands anywhere on your body. So you now become the receiver of that Reiki attunement. And for many people, they quite like, there's a traditional hold of one hand over the heart center and one hand over the belly or perhaps the solar plexus. There's been quite a lot of energy movement around the solar plexus the last week. Put somewhere, one hand somewhere around the heart, one hand somewhere around the belly. But then other people, they prefer just placing their hands on their thighs, in their lap, but just somewhere where the palm is facing down so that you're receiving the Reiki into your own body. And we start off by centering ourselves. Just doing a quick body scan, so relaxing from the top of the head, relaxing the eyes, the cheeks, into the jaw, down into the neck. Sometimes just pulling your chin slightly back opens up the neck, relaxes into the shoulders, all the way down the arms to the hands and fingers. Once again, into the chest. And you can work with the breath. So every inhale, you can bring your attention to any areas that feel a bit painful or tense or tight. And on the exhale, just relaxing, releasing. Moving down into the belly, softening the abdomen, softening all the organs. Into the hips and pelvis. Relaxing all the way down the legs to the feet. And now bringing your attention down to the feet themselves. Imagining beautiful golden shafts of light coming from the feet. And if golden doesn't resonate, you can try a silvery platinum or even a loamy red earth color, or maybe even just a different color if something else feels better. But just bringing these shafts of light, drill them all the way down through the floor into Mother Earth. And imagine a root system springing up, anchoring you deeply into the earth. You may even feel tingling in the feet or a certain heaviness or solidity as you really anchor in. Noticing how supportive the ground is, your root system being welcomed, nourished. And you can bring some of that beautiful supportive energy back in, breathing it in through the in-breath, all the way up through that root system, up through the feet, all the way up through the legs, into the base chakra. So hopefully you're starting to notice a solidity around the feet, a stability around the pelvis. Bringing it all the way up now into the belly, into the chest, up through into the head. Bringing more clarity and stillness into the whole body. And now that we're stable, steady, solid, starting to tune in with everybody else on the call today. using our Reiki to send out healing support and love. Noticing the heightening of your energy as you receive that support and love from everybody else in the circle. You could imagine your energy expanding, encompassing everybody else, and they too encompassing you. Filling it with love, with Reiki. Just really marinating in that energy. You might be noticing certain vibrations or tingles, perhaps areas of heat, or just a deep sense of being supported and held. And now imagining as a group, perhaps you see us all in a circle. Perhaps you see us all just together. Whatever seems right for you. And looking out in front. Imagining a really beautiful scene of a river winding through a valley. And alongside, you may notice a tiger. If not, don't worry. But whatever's coming to your own mind as you imagine this scene. The river is wide and it's moving at a gentle pace, inviting. And just dipping yourself into that water, relaxing on your back. Or you may prefer to be in a boat or even in a rubber ring, a floating unicorn, whatever takes your fancy today. And whatever you imagine, it is something very easy. You're sitting in the middle of this river, the river of your own unfolding. And you're either sitting or lying back and allowing the current, the very natural flow of this river, to take you downstream. On either side, you're greeted with the valley. And in some areas, you may notice thick jungle or trees obscuring your way. And then as you continue, you may notice it flattens out and you can see for miles. Noticing as it winds, in some areas faster, In some areas, slow. In some areas, you may even get caught by eddies, swirling around a few times before moving on. But most importantly, just noticing the ease. You're relaxed, happy to be taken by the river. Simply noticing what is coming up, what you can see around you. Releasing any worries, concerns, any pushing or forcing. Just releasing it into the water. Let all these concerns be taken from you. As you journey down this river, you may even get images or thoughts that pop into your head of people, places, activities. Just noticing them. Just most importantly, noticing the relaxation, the energy available. Your own inner movement. The natural unfolding. And using the breath to breathe it in. And exhaling any resistance, surrendering to it. Relaxing into it. And then very gently just allowing yourself to come away from that image, but keeping the feelings, the inner knowing and knowledge of your own unfolding process, the inner river, any guidance or insights you may have received. And now bringing your focus back into your own aura. And filling it with Reiki. You may be breathing it in. Again, noticing through the crown into the heart center, breathing it out into the aura. Making that aura very vibrant. You may be noticing certain color or colors, a rainbow, perhaps just white light or sensation, vibration. We're just checking in that the aura has a bubble around it, a translucent bubble. And that bubble is whole, no leaks or tears. And you are encased within this bubble. It's not a shield. It's simply a boundary that you know what is yours and what belongs to others. And that you take care of what belongs to you and you alone. Now bringing your attention to the physical edges around the skin, the hair on the top of your head, the face, the eyes, the jaw, the back of the neck and shoulders. Into the chest, deepening the breath, bringing more movement into the torso, breathing into the belly, bringing movement into the tummy. Noticing the arms, the hands, wiggling the fingers. Bringing energy down into your legs, into the feet, squeezing the toes. And then whenever you're ready, raising your arms above your head, giving yourself a little stretch and a wiggle all the way down the spine. And whenever you're ready, opening your eyes.